What up, though?
I'm Brian.
And I'm Shay.
And we would like to welcome you to The Couch, Season 3, y'all. We're excited for the third season. But what we need y'all to do is to go subscribe, like, and turn the notifications on. We need to get our subscribers up. Let's do it. And we got a lot of friends on Facebook. Y'all need to go on and subscribe. We got some good stuff coming Season 3. As you have already seen, our trip to Jamaica. Our recap of Jamaica was wonderful. Can't wait to go back and move there, maybe. Retire. Oh, yeah. Hey, we would have won that mega. We was there, right?
Yeah, we was there.
So today we have a special guest. I have known her since 2016.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yep.
Yeah.
At King Elementary School, when I first met her. I knew her mom, Ms. Mitchell. I've known her since 2012. We met in Peoria, at Springfield, doing the food service seminars. So we ain't going to waste no more time. We would like to introduce my girl, Jeniece Mitchell. How you doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good. It's good to finally get you on the couch.
It's good to be
here. You all right?
Yeah, yeah. Right. It's good to be here. This is cool. I'm grateful that you brought me out here.
Yeah, so we just gonna let you talk a little bit about you, talk a little bit about what you do, the center, and make sure you plug the center.
For sure.
Because that's a very important entity in the community, especially the Urbana community with the youth. We actually need more programs like that. I was part of a program, Tap In Leadership Academy, similar program, but we need more of those programs to kind of keep our youth centered, educated, and well mannered. So I'm gonna let Shay go ahead and ask you the first question.
So, who is Jeniece Mitchell growing up?
Good question. So, growing up, I grew up in Urbana, Illinois. I was involved in a lot of things, so that played a huge part in who I was as a kid and then who I became as an adult. I was in everything from choir, so I was a singer at a very young age. I think I was up there at like age 4. They put me in the youth choir, and then by the time I got to like age 8, they actually put me in the adult choir too, so I was singing with both. And I think from there, I just started singing at different events here and there, funerals, weddings, anniversary celebrations, graduation celebrations. Sometimes I randomly walk into churches I'm visiting, and they're like, before I give the message, we're going to have Sister Jeniece Mitchell. I saw her walking in the back. She's going to come up and give us an A and B selection. I'm like, an A and a B? Right? Like, I wasn't prepared for the A, but okay, but I, I thank God for, the gift and just something that allows me to release, the stresses of life and something that is a ministry that, blesses other people too. So that, hooping, since I was young, I've been a hooper. I want to say like around 6 or 7 years old. My dad used to take me out to the park, show me my god brother, some of my neighbors in the neighborhood. DJ Silky, shout out to her. She was a huge part of my upbringing too, and working with me, getting better as a basketball player. So I think those are the two biggest parts of who I was growing up: hooper, singer, and then other things I was involved in, like African American Club, Brothers and Sisters program, a lot of things that my mom started when I was a kid, things in church, praise dance. So just a wide variety of things, and we were community kids, like we were our parents' kids, right? But it really was a village back then. And I know people say that a lot, but it truly was. Like, Champaign-Urbana was a huge village. So there weren't too many, like, areas that I could say that I didn't go to. Because, like, you know, my parents might have, like, a friend that lives over here, you know, we go visit out there in Garden Hills neighborhood. And then, you know, my aunt lived over there in Dr. King subdivision in Champaign. Then in Urbana, you know, Miss Jackson and them were, you know, living around the corner in Scottswood. And you could ride your bike up the street. Now you're in Prairie Green and I'm kicking it with the Spires family, or, you know, so it really was just, we were made when we were younger to be active, to be involved, to be well-rounded. And I'm grateful for that. So that was like a huge part of who I was growing up, and I guess who I am still, because I really rarely sit down. So that's, you know, kind of part of who I am now too.
Always moving. We just had this conversation about taking lunches, eating lunches. So you touched on something that I was going to talk about, and that was the basketball. A lot of people, of course, I know you challenged me to a free throw contest.
Yes, sir.
Back in 2017, I ain't forgot, you know. But a lot of people don't know the basketball background. So, like, who is your favorite basketball team outside of the line? Because I know you grew up here, right?
Yeah.
So we can't.
Yeah.
Fly the line out, we can't. The 05 team,
yeah.
We all know that.
Oh yeah.
But professionally, basketball.
So it's funny because I have two teams that I watch pretty closely when I do keep up. Because I'll be honest with you, like the last few years I've kind of fallen off. I haven't been able to keep up as much. But definitely the Lakers. Even back as far as, like I said, being little, like 4, 5, 6, 7 years old, I was sitting in the living room with my dad watching like the Bulls play. Of course, you know, we all followed the Bulls, you know, back when Jordan and them were on the team. And then when the Lakers would play, so back when like Magic, probably like his last 1 or 2 seasons, I was, you know, young but still old enough to remember watching Magic play and those big rivalries between him and the Celtics with Larry Bird and them. Like, I was very young, but I remember it. So that was always a highlight for me, watching the Lakers. And then when Love and Basketball came out, I was a little older. I was like 10, 11 years old. And I just knew Monica. I was like, oh, yes, I'm going to be like Monica. I'm going to be out there whooping up on all the boys and, you know, this and that. And then that kind of brought it back, like, you know, my desire to watch the Lakers. So I started following them again, you know, watching the Lakers a little bit. And then my other team, within recent years, when I did, so coming out of college, those first couple years of me, when I wasn't as busy and I did have a little more time, I was keeping up with the Golden State Warriors pretty tough, because I mean, just the Splash Brothers and just the, I don't know, I mean, Curry alone, like, and of course no one knows that I call him Curry Chicken, but I'll be like, Curry Chicken. So like every time he like hit a throw, I'll be like, Curry Chicken, like, you know. But I have a pair of Currys that I rock faithfully, and I have some socks. I have some like long Steph Curry socks that I wear, and, you know, when I'm just in that, I got a shirt with him standing over LeBron, and it says, "Who's the king now?" And, like, so I definitely, I don't know, I like the Warriors, and like I said, the Lakers too, just for historical, you know, reasons. But, yeah.
And like for me, of course, the Bulls, Chi-Town, Michael Jordan, and the Lakers. People always think that I jumped on the Lakers bandwagon when LeBron was there, and I recently just became a LeBron fan.
Okay.
But I've been a Laker fan since the Magic, since Kareem. When they first started the Showtime. So the wintertime episodes was awesome to me. Shay kind of like, yeah, okay, whatever.
Hey, I'll watch it.
But, so you played for Urbana, right?
Yes.
High school, middle school, and high school. So did y'all rock the green jerseys back?
Oh, man. So we had the green and white jerseys my 6th grade and 7th grade year. And then they actually made the switch over when I got to 8th grade. That was the first year we actually got the orange and black jerseys, which we should have had anyway, because tigers are orange and black. You've never seen a green and white tiger. So, yes. So and then I remember they redid the gym at the middle school at that time, too. So, yeah, we did. We had the 6th and 7th grade. We had the green and white jerseys. And actually, I still have the pictures from that, too, with me and with the horrible ponytail and all. It was awful. But yes, so I did. I came through that era.
So that's, as a coach, 6th grade, I have used those jerseys, the green ones.
Oh, no.
To practice in.
Oh, okay,
Just
to practice.
in.
Okay.
We didn't, because we rocked the white and the orange and black. I still got some of those green jerseys. I may have your number upstairs.
You probably do.
What was your number?
In middle school, what was my number in middle school? I should know this. 3. I was 3 in middle school.
20 and I think 44.
Okay.
Upstairs.
No, I think those were probably our centers. Girls team anyway. Our centers were those higher numbers.
All right, so let's go to since we're talking about Urbana. Why did you want to become a teacher? That's a question I always ask educators that come to the show. We had Miss Leon, 6th grade math teacher. We had Miss Stencil, 8th grade teacher. And the question was, what made you want to get into teaching? Because you was teaching kindergarten and King, and then you went to Champaign for a little bit. Right? So kindergarten to me is an interesting age.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Because they're still developing. So what made you want to get into teaching, and then the challenges of teaching?
Okay. So initially, the funny thing was around my junior year in high school when I started thinking about, I knew I wanted to go to college, but I didn't know what I wanted to go to college for. I just was like, I want to go to college. I then started thinking maybe social work, because I wanted to go into something where I could help people. And so I said, well, maybe I'll do social work. And my mom was a social worker by trade. So she had, bachelor's and master's in social work. So naturally, I was just thinking, that'd be something cool to think about and consider. But I think it was my junior year in high school, there were 2 people that actually said to me, like just in conversation, I could see you being a really good teacher. And the first one was my dad. My dad actually brought that idea to me. He was like, niece, I could see you being a really good teacher. And I said, I don't know. I'm like, I don't know about that. Being in the classroom, because when I was in 3rd grade, I can remember being in 3rd grade, and I had a wonderful teacher, Miss Jones, who's now Dr. Jones. Shout out to her, too. I love her. We're still in contact. But I remember being in her classroom, though, and I was like, man, I love 3rd grade just because of her. But that was the only time that I really loved school. Like, so I couldn't really see myself being a teacher. So I could never, be behind a desk. I couldn't be a teacher. And then, like I said, my junior year, my dad said that to me. He said, well, you're already, tutor kids. You're already, kind of in leadership positions in the church. You're working with other young people and teaching praise dance and directing the choir. And you have that ability. He's like, you have the patience for it. Everybody doesn't. I don't know. And so that was the first time that seed got planted. And then the other person was Reverend Darren Smith, who his wife was a teacher and then had become an administrator at that time. Someone I looked up to and still do to this day. And so, yep. And so we were actually at that time it was still called Prairie Elementary School. That's where I went to elementary. But I think I was in high school and I was back there for some event that was going on. And we were sitting outside, and then he was just like talking to me like normal. And he said, and I said, I don't know what I'm gonna do yet, but we'll figure it out. He said, I think you should think about going into education. You'd be a good teacher. And I said, Rev, I'm like, you're just saying that because your wife was a teacher and this and that. And he's like, no, and I don't even know if he remembered this conversation. I remember it. I was a junior in high school, and I was there at Prairie doing something. So my dad planted that seed first, and then he kind of followed up some months later, and totally separate. They hadn't had this conversation or anything, but it got me thinking. So I did my senior year. I applied to go to school, and I wanted to go into special education, which I did. I started actually as a special ed major, And I worked in homes for a while with people who have special needs. So I was doing everything from bathing them, clothing them, driving them back and forth, making sure they got their meds, if needed, taking them on community outings. And I said, man, I love this. Like, maybe I should, be a special educator or someone that cares for people that have special needs, something like that. But I got to that third special ed class, that special ed law. Ooh, I knew I wasn't going to make it. I said, no, sis, you need to go on to your advisor and have him switch you out. So I was a special ed, L-Ed dual major. So I ended up dropping special ed and I kept L-Ed. And that kind of took me through it. So the whole time I was thinking, man, like, I know I want to stay in this. This is something that I have thought about. I do want to stay in this, on this path to becoming an educator, but I gotta be in a program where I can make it through these classes. And that special ed law, like, that's why I always say I give major props to special educators, because the classes they have to go through, that's even more intensified than what we have to go through. And what we went through was no joke, because them state tests, they are no joke. I struggled through the math portions of those alone. So that, I guess, brings me to your other question about some of the challenges of teaching. So when I first started teaching kindergarten, I knew that I would either teach kindergarten through second grade, one of those grades, because I didn't want to do anything higher than that because of the math. Mm-hmm. I knew my own deficits, I knew my strengths and my weaknesses, and I did not want to touch math anything higher than that. And then I thought about, well, maybe I could teach high school, because they should be a little bit more mature, and I can teach one subject. I could just teach English, which is what I'm passionate about. Love English. And then discovering that I would have to pretty much go through school all over again and get a whole nother bachelor's for the secondary ed. I was like, yeah, no, that's not going to happen. So I ended up just, going through my L-Ed program and getting the middle level endorsement later on. But I think one of the biggest challenges that I had personally, just, and hopefully I'm going to try to say this as, what they call it, politically correct, as possible. I think being, I'm clumsy, but being, I think, being I always say that being an educator is one thing, being a black educator is a different thing. And so some of the challenges that I faced were not necessarily dealing with teaching, had nothing to do with curriculum, nothing even really to do with families that I dealt with. And I absolutely love the kids, I love the families, but a lot of the issues I had were things behind the scenes that happened at that time with some of the people that I worked with, and I think just the treatment that I received as a black educator, as a young black educator with new and innovative ideas. And it just, it almost broke my heart to have to leave kindergarten, but I said, I got to get out of here. I don't know where I'm going, if I've got to go back to school and try something different, if I need a new major, but I got to get out of here. I'm not going to allow this to take my peace, so every day it was just a fight to stay in there, and make it through the end of that second year of teaching kindergarten, just for that purpose. And when I got to the middle level, it was not much of a difference. And I still now talk to black educators who have the same issues. And even in my research that I'm doing, I've discovered there's so many of us that have racialized experiences that, deter us from wanting to stay in the field. And oftentimes has nothing to do with the actual art of teaching. It has nothing to do with the actual job. We love the job. That's what we would have signed up for, to work this hard, but it's just all the other stuff around it that came with it at that time was hard, and that got messy. But that's all I'll say about that. That was rough. It was rough, though. I lost a lot of sleep. I shed a lot of tears, but I thank God for allowing me to be where I am now. Because I tell you, if you had told me then, if you had told me then that I would have last year been awarded the Shining Star Teaching Excellence Award, I would have been like, yeah, okay, I'm barely making it to work every day, because I'm frustrated, I'm broken because of the stuff I'm dealing with and fighting against every day, right? So, and I was made to feel so
low. And so, like I didn't know what I was doing. And really, my kids were performing very well. The data showed that. And, you know what I mean? And their relationships with me, it was proven in there, So I think that, I thank God, like I said, I come a long way. It wasn't me, it was him, because I definitely was ready to give up. Every day I was like, I'm giving up. I'm going to do something different, So, but yeah, I think that was one of the biggest things for me. I loved what I did. I loved teaching kindergarten. 6th grade, you couldn't pay me to teach 8th grade again. I must say that. You couldn't pay me to teach 8th grade ever again. There's not enough money. But 6th grade, I stayed in 6th grade for the last 4 years, and I enjoyed 6th grade too. It was cool, and I had a great team that I worked with.
And that was at
Franklin. Mm-hmm. Yep. And administrators, shout out to them. I don't know if any of them would tune it, but shout out to them too. I had some of the best administrators in the world over there at Franklin. So, yeah.
All right, so since we on the education piece, so we're from 6th grade. So let's talk about your new position at the Urbana Middle School.
Okay.
And it's the same position that your mom held
Yes.
for years, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let's just talk a little bit about that position and how did that come into play.
So, my new position is the district family liaison for Urbana School District 116. Yes, it was the same position my mom held. I am beyond grateful and honored to be in this position now, because it allows me to do a lot of the work that she did and that she was passionate about. But it's funny because I actually, and I think there's very few people that know this, but actually when I applied for that position, I didn't know that was her job. I didn't know, because they had changed the title of it.
Yes.
So her title used to be it was like Parent Outreach Coordinator and Liaison for Urbana School District 116. Her whole thing was on her voicemail. I'm like, Mom, that's so long. Like, people aren't going to want to leave a message, but to be honest though, I was reading through some of the things the tasks that you'd have to do in that position and what they were requiring of you. And I said, I can see myself doing that. Oh, I like doing this. I'm passionate about this. I already do this already. I have ideas generating. And then I went for it, and just so happens, through conversation with some other people who knew in the school district what that position was or what it had been, they were like, yeah, that was your mom's position. And I had chills, like, to find out, because here I am just thinking I'm applying for something that, and it's funny because Mom and I actually did have that conversation at one point. We had a conversation about just what she did, and I asked her, if something like what she did came available, did she think that I'd be a good fit for that? Because I've always been thinking about other options in the education field. Like, okay, I like what I do now in the classroom, but I want to be able to be versatile, and I want to have options. And so was that something? And it was funny because she actually was just like, well, I mean, you could do what I'm doing. And she's like, but no, she's like, I think with you working on your doctorate now, you need to, look at the university or look at something else. So she was trying to push me into like higher ed or something that she felt probably would, probably pay a little more or something like that. But I'm like, no, I want to be, where the people are. You know what I mean? Oh my gosh. Like, I just thought about Little Mermaid. I want to be where the people are. Anyway. But yeah, so that's kind of how I felt. I just wanted to be in a servant leadership role. And I was like, wow. So to come to find out that actually was her position, I said, yeah, now I know I've got to apply for it. I was hesitant at first, and I said, no, I'm going to go for it. So I do get a chance to, like right now, I'm working on several projects, probably a gazillion, but two of the biggest ones are the Village Investment Promise. So that is a group for African-American parents, and just kind of bringing back some of the African proverbial ideas, like it takes a village to raise a child. So we're just wrapping around our youth together, but also leaning on each other and giving Black families, Black staff members, and people that have, again, unique situations, unique needs and experiences, the opportunity to come together and to express those needs without judgment, without fear of being like I have to be all the time, politically correct, and stuff like that, and just empowering one another, because we're gonna share resources. We're gonna bring back that feeling that was there in the 90s and the early 2000s. Like I could remember Urbana High School and Urbana Middle School being full of families, black families, that, and somehow she just reach out to people and people just start coming out of the woodworks, and she just had a way of bringing people together. And then once you get them there, okay, let's feed you now while you're eating. I'm gonna also tell you about, this is how you check your child's grades. This is how, I'm gonna get some professionals from the district, some people from the community to talk to you about resources that are here, mental health things, just the importance of staying involved in your child's educational journey all the way through high school, not like, well, they're in 5th grade now, they got it. No, stay with them, they're not grown, they're far from. So that's just what we're doing now, is just trying to bring back that village concept. And then also, several other projects I'm working on, Miss Mitchell's Closet. So just areas that in the community and the school district where students can go in and get new clothes for free. And I'm talking about, stylish brand name clothes, things that, hygiene items, school supplies. If your book bag ripped, we know that, people buy book bags at the beginning of the school year, but sometimes, too much weight, the zippers bust, the straps tear, all that stuff. So they shouldn't be a financial burden on the families. They should just be able to go somewhere within their building or somewhere nearby where they can get those things. And so that's what we're working on too. And I named it Mrs. Mitchell's Closet. We just got some funding to get that project off the ground.
So you let me know about the hygiene stuff, because that's what I actually do.
Really?
Yeah, we make and manufacture like deodorant, shampoo, body wash,
Come on.
sanitizer. During COVID, they was working like mad dogs.
Yeah.
They was
Hand
mass
sanitizer.
producing.
Wow. Okay. Well, thank you for mentioning that. I sure will, because look, we're trying to
get my company to donate and stuff.
Oh, that'd be awesome. We are trying to tap into any resources that we can. So I appreciate you saying it. Look at God. Won't he just send you to the right place? Yeah, so I think, those are two of the biggest projects that I'm working on as the family district liaison. But I mean, that's literally just the job, liaison, to go between the families in the district. Just try my hardest to, and I know it's not a one person job, right? But trying my hardest to do my part to just reinstill the pride and reinstill the importance of academic achievement, and especially with our kids. It's so important. And I want to make sure that I keep my mom's legacy alive. So she was all about academic achievement. She was all about helping our kids develop positive self-image and giving them something to look forward to. Trips all around the country to Black History museums and Underground Railroad passageways and things that opened their minds and gave them an outlet. And that's what I want to get back to, the African drumming, African dance. So much that we did and so much that we experienced that gave us a sense of pride in who we were as people, but then also as students. Them grades weren't right. You weren't participating in, the school-wide assembly. You weren't, forget about the fact that you've practiced doing your part in whatever it was we were doing. You sat out until you can get it together. You cut up in class, she'll show up on you. You know what I mean? And breathe on the glass. So yeah, that's kind of what I'm hoping to bring back, and at least do my part to bring some sense of that back to the schools.
And we talk about legacy of your mom.
Mm-hmm.
We dedicated season 2, episode 2 to her.
Oh, wow.
The episode with Miss Leon.
Okay.
Was a dedication to her. But you said following her. Now, I don't like using the term following footsteps. I like keeping her legacy alive.
Mm-hmm.
So part of keeping her legacy alive is, of course, the Urbana Neighorhood Connection Center, right? And I'm gonna just touch a little bit on that. because I remember when it used to be the before it was the building that it is now, because that's the old Harley Davidson building.
Yep.
And Brianna was a baby when she started that. Like, she was a baby. When I said baby, not newborn, but she was a baby. So I remember Jazz, JC, well, Jazz actually going because JC and Jeniece wasn't old enough. So I remember back then, and I didn't meet your mom until 2012, I think it was. I met her. And I worked at the center for a short amount of time. That's when I was working like 4 jobs. Like a
Woo-wee. Woo-wee.
And the doctor told me I had to cut some of the works out. But let's talk about the center.
Okay.
Like what goes on there. How can people get in touch with you if they want to have their kids come to the center? And it is all year round. Right?
Yes.
There's a summer program as well as after school.
Yes.
And let's talk about that and how you stepped into the director role, correct?
Yes. So Urbana Neighborhood Connection Center was founded in 2010, and as Mr. Bryan mentioned, it was a vision of my mom's, and it is summer programming. We offer after-school programming. We're there from 3 to 6 p.m., and it is full service, so we do provide academic services, supports. We actually have some new tutors that just signed up finally. We've been, and I must put this out there, shameless plug. I'm gonna look at the camera. If you know somebody or you yourself are competent in any academic subject, whether it's reading, math, writing, social studies, science, health, art, music, please and thank you. Come through and work with our young people because on a serious tip, we definitely want to make sure that academics stay at the forefront of what we do. And then we also offer recreational programming, social emotional learning experiences, opportunities for them to partner with the University of Illinois Fab Lab Group, which is a technology service. So they learn digital learning. They do 3D printing. They're working on some project right now. I can't even tell you exactly what it is, but they're like, look, Miss Jeniece, and they like moving things around with their laptop, but it looks like a simulation of like real life happenings. And so I mean they've gone through Minecraft camp, they do Roblox, like stuff with Roblox, and I mean there's so much that goes on. We take trips. The fire chief came out, new fire chief came out, Mr. Demond Dade, and has spoken with our kids, and he's going to be partnering with us to do some programming there. The mayor, I talked to her recently, and we'll get her in hopefully in October. So there's just different community groups that have wrapped around our kids, that have partnered with our kids and come in and speak to them. So, I mean, it is a positive experience. They do get a chance when they first come in. We do homework checks, so they do homework. Then they are released with their staff to do different activities that are planned. They get a meal, so that's one cool thing too. During the summer, since they're there all day, they get breakfast, lunch, and an afternoon snack. But because they come a little bit later in the day and they've already had lunch and potentially breakfast during the school day, they get a full dinner. But it's a little earlier than what most of us eat dinner. They eat dinner around 4:30, 5 o'clock. But yeah, so again, I'm going to look at the camera. So if you or anyone you know is interested in tutoring or mentoring our kids, definitely let me know. And so contact information. Urbana Neighborhood Connection Center is located at 1401 East Main Street in Urbana, and it is the old Harley Davidson. So if you've been around a while, you know where that's at. If not, it's literally right across the street from the VFW building and right on the other side of the railroad tracks in East Main Street. Our phone number is 217-954-1749. And then email address. So I'll give you my center email address because all other email addresses attached to the center are now coming to that one email address. Okay. So it's Jeniece, Jeniece at Urbana Connections with an S center.org.
And it's scrolling at the bottom, what she's saying. So if you guys, I mean, want to invest some time into the center, please do. I had a blast working there. But with me working the school, me working for Unify, coaching basketball, and traveling with the 7th grade team, it was a lot.
Yeah.
And then my doctor told me I had to cut something out of it. So,
No, I understand.
And it's a strict connection to the schools, 116. Majority, correct me if I'm wrong, but majority of the kids are Urbana students. Correct?
Yes, so actually right now all of them are. So typically during the school year, it's all Urbana students. During the summer, every blue moon will get like 2 students who are now found out now they're at Urbana High School, but they grew up in Muhammad, and they actually used to come to the center. Mom would enroll them in the program during the summer. So we had kids come from as far as Muhammad, a couple from Rantoul, and then a few Champaign kids too have come through, but mostly Urbana kids during the summer even. But yeah, in the school year, it's all Urbana School District kids.
All right. So remember, the center, please. It's a very important part of our community. When we say a village, that's part of the village to help raise these kids. Because, like I said, there's not a lot of programs out right now. I mean, you have Splash, you have Freedom School, which is coming back. Because I know Freedom School back.
Me too. Yeah.
And but those are coming back. So let's keep pointing to these organizations so it can stay relevant and keep bringing our kids in and get them a different source of education.
For
But
sure.
what I do like about the center, it's not a daycare.
No.
It's more of the kids are coming in and they're learning.
Yes, it is a youth development facility. And my mom actually hated, like, so there were sometimes somebody would say that to her and they're like, you got that daycare over there? And it's no, we do not run a daycare. Like, so, because in order to be, and they are very different, because in order to be a licensed daycare facility, and that's no shade to anybody that runs a daycare or a preschool, but it's very different. The licensing process is totally different. And then the age groups, of course, because typically with a daycare center, you're only going to go from, babies up to maybe 4 or 5 years old before they get into elementary. But no, we start at elementary, so we start at age 5 and go up all the way through age 18. And the cool thing is that many of our staff actually were students in the program at one point, so they stay for quite some time. And when they get old enough, they say, "Well, can I work with you?" And it's like, we would love for you to work with us, because you're already in tune with the program, you understand what it's about, and we know that you're invested in it. We know that you are actually here for the right reasons, because that's one of the biggest things that we focus on. We take our time when it comes to bringing people on to work with our young people, because everybody just doesn't have the right motives.
Yes.
And you have to have people that have the right spirit, the right enthusiasm, and the right motives for working with young people.
All right. Y'all done seen Shay this on these shows. I give her notes now. She don't want to talk. But let's switch gears here. Tell us some of the things you like to do for fun. Your favorite singer, actor, movie, etc. Now we know you can sing.
Okay. Well, and thank you for saying that, because I don't like to tell people that I can sing. That sounds really weird, and it feels weird to me. Like,
I can sing.
It's like, no, because if you say it, then it's like you just trying to get on the program, But if somebody else says it, then that's like, okay, well, if Mr. Brian said it, Miss Shay said it, okay, well then let's hear it, So, but yeah, so I do like to sing. I like to watch movies. I'm big into comedies. I love comedies. I also love horror movies. Trying to think of what else do I do. So I haven't done it in a while, but at some point I'll get back into writing poetry. I love writing. I love listening. I love going to poetry slams. I love going to comedy shows. So, all those open mic type events. I love that atmosphere. Let me see. What else do I do for fun? I mean, now, like I said, my schedule is so crazy now where it's kind of hard to do a lot of the things that I like to do. I will put this out there. I do not do full court hooping anymore unless one of the kids tries me. Because once you open up that gate, all right, now I've got to do it. I got to come out of retirement. I got to get the curries on. It's because I can't let you think in your little 13 or 14-year-old mind that, just because I rock heels or because I wear a blazer sometimes or because I look like this, professional person, that I won't take you on the court and handle some business. So
they'll try you.
They will. They will get to talking trash. A girl did it. I was at the high school the other day, and the girl just said, "Yeah, I know I'm cold." Oh, really? Okay, yeah, I'll take you. I'm what? Oh, okay. Let's see if the gym is open right now. But yeah, I mean, I like to shoot around. I'll do half court, and like I said, I will run full court if I have to. The Lord, give me strength because I'm not as in shape as I used to be.
Bad. I don't even do half court.
Okay.
Semi-court.
Okay, yeah. That's it. That's my range right there. That's it right there. So I mean, that's pretty much it. Every now and then, like if the weather is nice, I didn't get to do it this summer, but I like to swim too. So I didn't go swimming this summer, but sometimes I'll get in the pool. And it's just real relaxing. It's, good vibes.
So favorite comedies? You love comedies? What's your favorite comedy movie?
Favorite comedy movie.
That's one that you can watch
over and over again.
We have so many trading places. We can watch. Well, it's not really a comedy, but The Last Dragon.
It's some funny parts.
Yeah.
So I just saw that not that long ago. That was funny. Man, one that I could watch over and over again.
And not Friday, because everybody say Friday.
I know, everybody says Friday. I just watched that one, too, the other day. You know what, though? I would say probably Coming to America. Yes. Like, I love Coming to America. That is hilarious. Like,
not two, but one.
Okay. I mean, and two wasn't bad. I don't think two was bad, per se, but, yeah, to get it off the ground. But I like one, for sure. Like, Sibby. Like, just everything from... everything from the the singing, the sarcastic moments that you don't expect that just gut punch you. Oh my gosh, when they were in the bar? Yeah, in the bar, and then like they were trying to try out. They were vetting different women, and like they get so you got the twins that start rapping. You got. Arsenio Hall, who, yeah.
Sorry.
No, that was like I was about to. Yeah, that was that was good.
So you can tell we watch a lot of movies.
Yes.
Like she didn't turn me on to so many movies because I was very blinded by a lot of the movies.
Okay.
Like if it wasn't action.
Oh, okay.
If it wasn't comedy, I really didn't do drama.
Okay.
Or love story, stuff like that. My favorite movie is Top Gun, so that tells you a little bit the type of movies that I like. But when I went to film school, I had to watch a movie called The Ballerina, that was made in 1942.
Oh, okay.
It was in black and white.
Okay.
So when I watched it, it was pretty good. So that kind of made me start watching more black and white movies. Then when I heard she turned me on movies like Garden Henry, Sabrina, what's the other one with the lady that was blonde and the husband kept messing up her medication? I see you or something like that. Movies like that.
Side effects. You like the other one.
Yeah,
like
side effects. Yeah. So we're movie fanatics.
Nice.
To Serve with Love.
Yeah.
See,
with love.
Now these titles, because I'm hearing these titles. Okay, I've got to check out some of these movies because now you're saying them and I'm like, I'm getting them stuck in my head. I have not seen them, so I've got to check them out. I'm behind, by the way, too, so don't feel bad. People tell me, like, you've never seen this? That's a classic. And I'm like, I'm sorry, don't shoot. Like, I haven't. So And I'm very behind with shows too. Like I just now watched
busy
Ringleader
too.
not that long ago. Yeah, very busy. But I do like to binge watch shows whenever I get a chance. But movies, I have to get on that with movies too. Apparently, I'm definitely behind. But I like love films too. So like The Notebook, of course, you know everybody loves The Notebook. The Notebook was so great, and it was set in Louisiana, where my mom's from, about an hour from there in Monroe. You mentioned Top Gun earlier too, by the way. Fun fact: David Anderson, who was a teacher at Urbana High School, not anymore, but he was when I was in high school. David Anderson was actually an extra in that movie. He paused it during African American Studies class and showed us him in the movie. So he was actually in the movie, had an aviator's jacket on and everything, walking back and forth.
That movie almost made me join the Air Force, like literally.
Really?
In high school.
So, and another fun fact: I shouldn't say never, because I think I might have mentioned it to one or two people, but I actually sat down with a recruiter from the National Guard, and then a couple years later, I sat down with a recruiter from the Marines about the military. So, a lot of people don't know that, but I actually was considering the military at one point.
Good choice. Good choice.
Thank you.
Not
Thank you.
going.
Look, I'm not thinking about it anymore.
Shout out to all veterans.
Oh,
and
yeah.
everybody that served.
For sure.
I just know me. Just like back in, tell my age a little bit. Back in 1994, they was telling me to join the police academy here, and I just told them no because first of all, I'm gonna be late to every shootout. You know, because I'm just coming to be nosy. I'm not coming.
Oh my gosh!
I'm gonna use my sirens to get through red lights. I mean, it wouldn't work for me, right?
So, Mr. Bryant, okay, so I'm gonna try not to. No, okay, I'm gonna just say it. So they were telling you to join the police force in '94.
Yeah.
Were you an adult then, or
Yes.
were you a teenager?
No, I was an adult. Yeah, I graduated. So I was okay, I'm gonna tell them my age. I graduated high school in '91.
Wow. Okay,
So-
91, I was 1. 94, I was 4. Wow, that's crazy.
And I came down to Champaign in 1992.
Yeah, I was
So-
just learning the world.
Yep. So 21. I was 21.
Okay.
And they was telling me, oh, you should join the academy. And I'm from Chicago, and I'm looking at the police up there, you know, at the time, beating you up, taking your groceries. I'm like, so this what a cop is being? Yeah. So
Right.
I always know me. No traffic stop, you know how they be sitting, waiting for your pass.
Yeah,
I'm in there
with the gun. Right.
While you passing me by. So
Yeah.
it was not for me. So I
No,
made the right choice.
No, I get it 100%. My mom was in the military. She was actually 369th Chemical Unit,
Yep,
and she was the commander of her unit for years. So I mean, yeah, I have great respect for anybody
Yes.
who's in any branch of the military. And I know they always have this competitive nature. Well, no, we're better than the Navy. We're better than the. But I think it's all love at the end of the day. Like
Yeah.
they, and all for one purpose. I love what they do. I love how they train. They go hard.
Yeah.
But yeah, definitely not for me. And not at this age where I've been sitting too long. I've been out of shape. I don't know if I'd make it. And then also hearing that they get up at like 4 or 5 in the morning. That's the time I roll over and go back to sleep.
Yeah, that's
What?
yeah, every morning. So what is it? So
Well, yeah, I was gonna say. I know you told me before. You get up early. You're out working, and you get up early too. And you're wait. I'm not a morning person. Like I have to get like really prepared to get up. I have to like give myself positive self-talk most days. I'm like, okay, you can do it. Just roll over a little closer to the edge of the bed. If you just go a little closer, then you can just put one foot down. All right, now put the other foot. Like that's how it is. I am not a morning person at all.
we walk around like zombies every morning.
Okay.
Until we come downstairs. That's when we, all right, baby, see you later. Or now it's
Good
cook
morning.
breakfast. Good morning. Cook
Aw.
breakfast. So make sure we come down and eat breakfast. We leave out pretty much the same time. But I'm not a morning person either. Now, I wasn't gonna do this, so I'm gonna put you on the spot here,
Uh-oh.
right? I just want you to sing just a little bit.
Oh, okay. Woo, okay.
Just a little bit.
I was
And
getting
I
nervous.
want you to sing, and I'm doing this for a reason. Mary, Mary, I can't give up. What's it? Can't give up now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just can't
Just
give
yeah.
up now.
Yeah. So I did that for a reason, right? Because Shay gonna join me with me.
You sing? What?
No, I don't sing like that.
You alto? Soprano? Okay. 'Cause I'm just trying to. I'm trying to figure out what harmony line I'm gonna get on. Okay, let me see.
You take spreader.
I always have to like remember how does this start? Because I can always remember the hook. Let me see. Oh.
Hold on.
Oh wait, I think I got the beginning.
Okay.
There will be mountains that I will have to climb, and there will be battles that I will have to fight, but victory or defeat, it's up to me to decide. But how can I expect to win if I never try? I just can't give up now. I come too far from where I started from. Nobody told me the road would be easy, and I don't believe he's brought me this far to leave me. Yeah, come on.
That's
sang.
my song.
Look, I heard you. I started getting chills. I said, she better sing. I almost forgot I was singing. I almost said yes.
Stop it.
No, for real. I almost, yes.
So I did that on purpose because I know that's her song, right?
Oh.
That's how I wanted her to sing. That's my song.
Oh, that is, and it's such a beautiful song. Like if you think about the meaning of that song, and actually I sung it for Juneteenth celebration out in Mattoon, Illinois. It was either their first or second one that they had. I think it was their second one ever that they've had out there. Juneteenth celebration. A good friend of mine who's from Urbana, Tanea Higginbottom, and her husband, they have what's now called the Reality Project, and it's doing like social justice, racism, all that type of thing. And they put it on, and it was a beautiful celebration in the park. Funny thing is that most of the time when I'm going to sing for something, if you ask me like a day ahead of time or even an hour before time, so what are you singing? I'm like, I don't know. And I really don't. Because like on the car ride there, I just was praying, I said, God, give me something to sing that would bless your people, something that would match the meaning of this celebration. And as I'm standing there at the event, watching other people get up and speak and do their part, it just came to me. Can't give up now. All right, Lord. There we go. Yeah.
And here's another fun fact.
Yeah, look at these fun facts. Y'all killing me.
Jeniece was actually supposed to sing at our wedding, but she had another engagement.
I was. No, so, and I have to tell you this because I don't, like, she's getting ready to jump me. Don't jump me. So no, what happened, Mr. Ryan is correct. So I felt horrible because I wanted to sing in your wedding and it was planned. So there were two, I think, was it a wedding that day or funeral that day? Something.
It was something.
Yeah, there was something that day. It was a wedding.
Yes.
Chantel.
Yes,
So it was Chantel's wedding and then your wedding, same day. And there was just a little bit of an overlap. So one might have started at like 3:30 and one started at 4, something like that, where it was like a little overlap. So what I was going to try to do was sing at the one and then leave and go to the other and sing. And then Mr. Brian had gotten in touch with, I think it was Noah that sang, which, again, another person that on the music side and in the ministry side I absolutely love and look up to. Noah Brown and JT, all them guys.
That's on the show.
Oh, were they really? Man. Oh, and they are the coolest brothers ever. And so when I heard that he sang, that made me feel better, because he just has such a powerful voice and just an anointing.
Yeah.
But yes, so he was like, well, don't worry about it. He said, I got in touch with Noah. Noah's gonna sing. And I said, are you sure? I'm like, 'cause I can run now. I can go from one to another. So that's what happened. I was planning to go from one to the other, but I did appreciate that, you know, you had reached out or Noah had reached out to you, however that went, and y'all worked it out. But yeah, so if y'all ever have like you know, people years down the line, they do like a vow renewal ceremony or
Just had that for.
Not for us. Not for us.
Oh, okay,
Not
okay.
for us.
For his sister.
Okay.
For my sister in Jamaica.
Okay. Oh, that's right. That's right. So if you ever do anything, anniversary or whatever, so we've got to do a redo of this. And yes, I would love to sing, and I will clear and make sure that it's just for both of you, just that day, that moment to be a part of it.
Appreciate it. And now we're going to sing it till we're going to have a little fun. Towards the end of the show, we are going to play a new game. I know y'all know that we normally do games. We karaoke to death. I mean, as you can see, I got the projector, the screen.
Oh,
we
man.
do
Yeah.
karaoke. All the mics. We got 3 over there, 2 over here.
2 speakers.
I love it.
We're
I love
karaoke
it.
kings and queens around here, right? So we used to do karaoke, but we're going to do a little different.
Okay.
You'll be actually the first person to do this show sitting on the couch because we did it in Jamaica. So the game is called Lyrical Correct. I know a lot of people on TikTok know about this game. So what it is we're going to ask you a question based off a song or artist. And your job is to answer that question. So it's a little challenge here.
Okay.
If you don't know, that's fine. I got the answers here, I'll tell you. But so we're going to start out with Tony Braxton.
Okay.
All right?
Love Tony.
You want, okay. Let's say I got to pull my glasses up to read. That's sad, baby. Okay. After Tony Braxton Mans unbreaks her heart, what does she want him to say?
Say you love me again.
All right, there you go. So that's one. That's one.
Yeah.
All right.
See, I like that. And she sang.
And she sang it, right?
Because you got to remember, it's like...
Okay. What 2 types of bodies of water the TLC tell us to stick to?
The rivers and the lakes that you used to.
Okay. All right. I didn't know that till I read this.
Really? Yeah, please stick to the rivers and the lakes that you... Yeah.
You know how we make our own.
Oh, I know. Sometimes I'll be places and I'll be like, that is not the words.
I can't stand it. In karaoke,
And the words
they're on the screen.
She messing them up. She got them in her head already. You know, sometimes you don't even look at the screen because you already got it in your head. Oh, I think I can sing this song. I'm finna jam. I don't need the words. Yeah.
It's like, no, you need the words. Turn around. They're right there.
You done made up your own stuff.
All right, the next one. R.I.P. Jesse Powell just passed away 2 days ago.
Yeah.
One of my favorite artists back in the 90s, late 90s. And this is so easy. I mean, I can get this in my sleep, but this is my favorite song by him. What's the one thing on Jesse Powell's mind?
Baby, it's you. The way you walk, the way you talk, the way you... Now, that's the part that I don't know. See, that's where I start messing up.
Make up your own words, right? All right, 3 for 3.
Yeah.
All right, the people in Jamaica wasn't even hitting them like this.
I'm telling you, those. I mean, you're giving me some good ones, some '90s R&B throwbacks. Like those I can do. Now, if you ask me some, well, what did Lil Durk say about the? Hey, look, I'm done for it. I don't listen to it. I don't know. See,
what it is.
One of these rappers, you're not missing anything.
And they say the Migos, I'm like, that's all I know. Right?
Yeah,
That's the only reason why I talk to the younger kids, so they can
And
put
what's
me
the
up
other one?
on.
Panda.
Oh my Lord!
I mean,
yeah,
That's
designer.
my song though.
Yeah,
I don't know.
yeah.
I don't know it
With
but-
2 eyes. With 2 eyes. Designer. 2 eyes. I'm like, my face.
All right, next one. This is another one that a classic, early in the 90s. It's 90s. How long did Tevin Campbell want to talk?
For a minute, girl, I want to know your name.
Jackson say, should have brought you home last night.
Love should have brought you home last night. You should have been with me. Should have been right by my side, baby. If you cared anything for me, then love would have brought you to me last night. Come on. Yes.
I was gonna sing. I was gonna sing.
Do you sing, Mr. Brian?
No.
Not the slow. Okay, so if y'all didn't see, I don't know if y'all can see his hand. He hit the slow. He was like, no.
Wait, let me. So I can hit some notes.
Okay.
Some, like it's a few songs we sing together that I think I can hit the notes. Thanks
What song is that? You saying some song. I'm just saying. No, I'm not throwing shots. Okay. I'm just.
I'm like, it's getting hot in here. Get out.
He's saying some songs. Like what song?
Really, anything New Edition now, I can.
Okay, all right. Hey, New
But here's
Edition
the funny
stuff.
thing, like I used to be in chorus in high school, and I used to be lead of our singing group back then. We did our New Edition shows. I was Ralph.
Rap Trans Band?
Yeah.
So you got a high pitched voice
Not really.
when you sing?
No.
You did.
I was like Otis from the Temptation. I
Okay.
put the group together.
Yeah.
But
And then nobody come to see you.
See me though.
Ain't nobody come to see
Ain't
you,
nobody come to
Otis.
see you, Otis.
So, like doing karaoke, sometimes I think I'm jamming. So I go back and listen to it. I'm like, oh my god, what the heck? The one I just put on Facebook, Mr. Telephone Man. Yeah, I thought I was jamming
You was.
there, but listen to it, I was like, oh my god,
You was jamming.
you need help.
But at least, okay, so the good thing about that, though, is at least you recognize, you're like, okay, no, that wasn't my best one. There's always them folks that you can't, you're like, okay, so how do I let them know that they were in 8 keys in 8 different minutes? Like, I don't know. How do I do it politely?
I just sing with him. You ain't girl, you was jamming. You jamming.
Oh,
I just
man.
sing with him.
Yeah.
Like my sister.
Shots fired.
I love her, but she'll be like, I
And
can't
she'll sing all night. Like,
And
we'll
everything.
Get, everything.
She wanna
We'll
sing
get
everything.
We'll get it. We'll sing all night. Songs like that.
Her man done left. Her husband went home. And she's still holding the mic. I'm just saying. It's just across the street. But he
No,
done went
I
home,
know.
And she's still holding the mic.
I'm
4
telling you.
o'clock in the morning.
It happens, and I know people like this. I'll be like, stop. Just stop. Just half the room has cleared out, and you haven't even noticed because you still go, oh, wait, I got one more. I'm like, no, you have no more.
That's why I sit back. I don't be like, oh, I can sing. Because I feel like in my older age, my old lady voice starting to come out. So,
Right. I'm like,
so I'm just like,
I'm
okay,
like,
I
no,
could.
you have a beautiful voice. Like,
It's like
I
25 talking about you.
okay.
I wish.
Like, you definitely, no, you really do have a very youthful persona. You have a very youthful vibe. And I'm not just saying that. I mean, you do. And you're beautiful. Like, so I'm like, nobody would guess that. I will say, with Mr. Brian, nobody would have guessed that you were of age to go into the police academy in 94, 95, and I wouldn't have put you at that age, in that age range, that age, I wouldn't have done that. And that's a good thing. That's, you look young.
But he was going in what, 95? I was graduating.
And you know the funny thing, the last thing, the funny thing, I got a lot of funny things, right?
Yeah.
In 1994, when I was being recruited to the police academy, I met her sister. So I've known her sister since 1994, but I didn't know her until 2015.
Oh, wow. Okay. So it took a while before you met her. And wow. But look, see, I feel like I'm getting ready to go to church. Look at God. Look at God. Look at what he done did. Now, this is, honestly, though, this is awesome, though. Like, it's awesome what y'all do together, and just the vibe that y'all have. Like, I can tell, even in the short period of time that I've been around both of you, like, I can tell that there's just this, like, real authentic relationship and genuine love and genuine respect. That's awesome. Hashtag goals.
Hashtag goes. But we really appreciate you coming out to the couch, being a guest on the couch, and you are our first sit down guest of season 3. Season 3. It's 3. Okay. Vegas was 2. Jamaica 3. That's how we keep track of the season. Season 1.
I was about to say we know it's not season 1. It's not.
Season 2 was Vegas.
Okay.
Season 3 Jamaica. Season 4 Paris.
That is awesome. So is this? So when you say these places, is it like every year these are trips that you've taken?
Well, we ain't went to Paris.
Not you haven't gone to Paris yet, but you've been to Jamaica.
I think New York, then Paris.
Vegas. Wow. Well, Carnival Cruise Line first.
So again, hashtag goes with the ballingness that's happening over here. The straight balling.
Only the basketball.
Balling.
That's it.
Man, but that's a blessing.
Balling on a budget.
It's like 3 years. 3 years planning for the cruise. Well, we paid for our cruise back in 2010.
Okay.
So finally, hopefully, we get to go in 2010.
That'll be awesome. That'll be awesome. And definitely let me know how that goes. And if y'all see anything that you think that I should check out or something. I gotta travel more. I've got to get out.
Oh, I got some places for you to go.
Thank you. I have a passport and I've had it for several years and I just haven't used it. So yeah, definitely need to get
the best place in the world
to us.
To us.
Definitely need to get there.
Yeah, you'll love it. You'll love it. But so with that being said, check out the episodes of us in Jamaica. We get some ideas. We do a complete rundown of the resort we stayed at, and then we do a recap of our time there. So you get to see us acting a fool in Jamaica. And yep, I'm glad I wasn't on this healthy eating thing there because I would be messed up.
Aww.
But we really appreciate you coming out, taking the time out, coming out. Guys, if you just want to get in contact with Jeniece, go to those emails, phone numbers, point to the center. If you're looking for a job or any, you can go to website.
So it's actually not posted on the website.
Okay.
I will tell you again, we are very strict. We're very selective.
Yes.
So, but we would love to have you come in and interview if you are interested, and you only need to have a high school diploma. I should have said that earlier. You only need to have high school diploma to be an activity leader, and we do now have 2 slots still open for that. So
2 slots.
Yeah, so if you're interested in volunteering, if you're interested in working or donating, and we guarantee 100% of your donations do go straight to the youth, to their needs, to the kids. We do not put our hands in any of it. It is Urbana Neighborhood Connection Center. Snacks for them, trips for them, whatever materials they need. So yes, definitely hit up the email, Jeniece@urbanaconnectioncenter.org or 217-954-1749.
And they can find you on Facebook too, right?
Yes, I am on Facebook. We actually have a new Urbana Neighborhood Connection Center Facebook page too. It's the new one that has the picture of the building and then our logo with the graduation cap. But you can find me, and then if you're looking for our page, I can connect you to it. My name on Facebook, I don't have a whole lot of extra names. It's just Jeniece Mitchell. So you'll find me that way.
And while y'all in the process of looking up the center, make sure you subscribe, like, and turn on notification comments. Please, we appreciate all you guys' support. The ones that's been with us from day one. We appreciate it. And we still got these contests going on, so be on the lookout for those. But we're going to sign out. I'm Brian.
I'm Shay.
And we would like to thank you for watching another episode of The Couch. Deuces.
Peace.
Jamendo.com